Hello, my name is Michelle Carlson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Eagan, Minnesota. Welcome to my S.I.P card videos. S.I.P stands for Stamp, Ink, and Paper. I'll be posting monthly videos to showcase products from either the current annual catalog or the current mini catalog from Stampin' Up! These projects are designed for the beginner and casual paper crafter in mind. I'll be making easy, simple projects that you can use any stamp set, ink, and paper colors to create your own projects. Let me show you what we are working on today. This month I'm featuring how to make a fractured card. You may have seen these before as they were popular 6 months to a year ago, and I finally got around to making one. So bringing this card back, just in case you haven't seen how this card is made, I looked at some videos on how to make this card, and hopefully what I've learned will make this card easy for you to make as well. Today I'll be featuring the Unbound Beauty Designer Series paper and using the Layering Leaves stamp set for my sentiment. The Unbounded Beauty Designer Series paper is located on page 55 in the 2024-2025 annual catalog. It features the following colors that you can see down here, which is Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Berry Burst, and Petunia Pop. And as you can see, this has a lot of the 2024-2026 in colors. One side has a bold pattern and the other side has a subtle pattern. Let's take a closer look at these papers. So this designer series paper has a lot of floral designs, which I love, and this one's one of my favorites. So and then this side is a floral design with just the, I think, Summer Splash color. And I like this with the Petunia Pop colors and Pretty in Pink flowers in this. And then we have a Petunia Pop just stripes across there, kind of like a denim wash. And then here's another beautiful flower designs on this paper with all the different colors in the designer series paper. And then here's a similar print to the other one with the Summer Splash, but this one's Pretty in Pink. And then we have the peach pie background, and this is really lovely, especially this time of year for the fall. And then we just have, I think this is either Summer Splash or Shy Shamrock. I would have to put the colors next to it, I think, for this one. But this is just a nice, fun pattern. This is Petunia Pop flowers, just different shades of that. And I think maybe some Pretty in Pink also in here. And then we have Peach Pie with Pretty in Pink. That's kind of fun splattered or pattern. And then we have this fun pattern again with pretty much all the 2024-2026 in colors in it. And then on this side is just featuring the peach pie. So a lot of beautiful flower patterns or just fun decorative patterns. The Layering Leaves stamp set is located on page 77 in the 2024-2025 annual catalog. This has 15 photopolymer stamps that have sentiments for all occasions. This is a very versatile stamp set, and I love the different fonts in these sentiments. Also, the leaves and flower sprigs coordinate with the bow punch and can add these to any project. So here's a closer look at the bow punch. This stamp set was designed by Rachel Tespin, who is a million sales achiever, which has these symbols on the stamp set to indicate those stamps or the stamp sets. Now it's time to create the project. We're going to start with the thick basic white card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. We have 4 different patterns of paper, which is 2 inches across by about 4 inches down. and that'll save you some paper when you pre-cut it out. And we'll have the color layers, which is 5 1/4 by 4, and you'll want 4 strips at 1/4 inch by at least 4 inches or longer in length. And then the basic white is 2 by 2, and then 5 1/4 by 4 inches. The first thing we're going to do is stamp our sentiment on our 2 by 2 inch basic white piece. And I'm going to use Petunia Pop ink to match my cardstock. And then I'm using So Happy to Celebrate You. I usually like to use this for birthday, but you can use it for any celebration. Then just stamp this in the middle, like so. So we're going to take our 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of basic white, and I would also recommend using a silicone mat because you may get glue going off this size of paper. So we're going to just glue down the sentiment first because that's our kind of focal point on the card. And I just kind of like to center it, and we always do this like kind of in a diamond shape. So that's kind of fun doing that differently than just square, putting it on a square. And then you're going to take your strips of paper and then put some glue on, and this is where you might get the glue off, going onto the silicone mat, because I'm not sure how much I should put on. And then you're going to line it up with the corner of your sentiment there, so it's just nice and even line. Okay. And then just butt it up against the square so that it's just nice and straight. I'm going to take this longer piece, and you can also measure of kind of how much glue you need. So maybe up to that point. Just put a little bit of glue in. This Tombow liquid glue works the best because then you can move it around easier. So then you're going to just push this up against the other strip, and then just make sure it's right next to your square. And then just bring it down straight. Okay? Then we'll do the same thing. So you do this on all 4 sides. I'll glue there. And these cards are really fun to make. I made a bunch, so I'll show you those at the end of the video. And then we have one more. And after you do one, it's like, oh, this is so easy. I didn't, it looks harder than it is. And then just, oops, make sure that's against the pink. Line it up with the white, and then press it, oops. So it's, yeah, so here we go. So this is our first section of what we need to do. So the next thing we need to do is take our designer series paper and figure out where we want to put everything. So which we would want to put this, well, we don't want to do it that way, we want to do it this way. So make sure all the white's covered. That's why we need so much paper. So I think this can go there. And then we'll put this one here like that. And we'll cut all, the excess off. We'll put this one over here. And then this here. You can switch them up, but I kind of, I like this pattern. So now we're going to glue these down, and I would put the glue on the white itself so you know how much glue you need. You don't waste glue. and it'll spread out too. And I think I might, nope, that looks like it's upside down. So this will be great right here. Yeah, if it's directional patterns, you want to make sure they're going the correct way. And then we'll put some glue here. Make sure it's all straight on both areas of the here and here. And then there you go. Like I said, it'll smush out. That's what's nice about the glue, is that it'll smush. Okay. And then we have this. So it depends. You could have this up higher or lower or whatever, but I kind of like it in the middle, so then the papers have some room, or kind of even all the way around of what it looks like, or how it's going to, so you can see all the papers kind of in an even way. So before we cut the edges off, we're going to let this sit for a while. This doesn't take too long to dry, but what I also recommend is a trimmer, and make sure your blade is sharp. That would help you with cutting out all these designer series paper, plus afterwards we're going to cut it down, and it'll be quite a few layers, or well, 2 layers that you need to cut through. So why don't we just line this up here first. And what I want to do is line up the opening of the track to the white. And just so that I get a nice straight cut. I like to kind of go up. And it's okay that we're just trying to get our first cut and make sure it's straight, so then we have a straight edge to put up here. So that'll be easier to cut the rest of the sides. And all these scraps can be just thrown away, unless you want to save this for something. But anyway, then we will, let's see, so just line this up. Let's see, down here, so I'm lining it up with the opening. Oops, it's harder when you're trying to demonstrate something than just doing it. Oops, that's here's our cutting blade. And sorry for all the jiggling of the camera. Okay, so we got those 2 done. We'll go this way. Okay, so lining it up with the opening of the track. Oops, need the cutter blade. There we go. And then one last one. So we'll kind of bring our blade down and lining it up and cutting. Yeah, it's okay that we have some designer series paper. I just want a nice clean cut. So now we're going to cut this down to 5 3/4. So, but you want to take some off on either side so that you don't have any overlapping designer series paper, plus it'll be even. So we're just going to go to the 1/4 inch mark here. And you want to cut this on top, because sometimes you get these edges when you cut the opposite way. And we want to put the edges on the back side. So I'm just going to do a 1/4 inch here to start with that first line. And then we're going to just bring this down because we want 5 inches. So we want to make sure this is at 5 inches here, and then cut the rest. And I'll make a nice, even, smooth edges all the way around. And then on this side, we're going to just go to that first mark there. And then cut this on this side at 3 3/4. So just bring this down. Oops. Let's see here. Yep, that looks straight. And cut there. There you go. So that is our focal point of the card. So then we're going to glue this onto our colored layer. And I always match the color layers and where I've seen, and it makes sense to match the color layers with the strips just so it kind of all flows together, because you don't want to do different colors. So it all blends together, and that's why it's called a fracture card, because this is all kind of parts and pieces put together. And then we will glue this to the front of the card. Just glue that straight on there. And there you go. Now this can be done the way it is. Otherwise, you can add just like a flower or something onto the front of the card, which is what I like to do, is add something to the front of the card. And I'm going to use the Flowers of Beauty stamp set. I'm going to use the bigger flowers here. So I'm going to use Petunia Pop and just do the outline in full strength. And I'm just taking a scrap piece of paper, then we can just stamp it like so. And then we're going to take the inside, and if I have a scrap piece, which I don't, but I'm just going to push it up here. So stamp off and then color in, so you have a two-tone flower. Just like that. So I could just, they do have dies to cut this out, but if you don't have the dies, just take a scissors, and this would be easy just to fussy cut out. So you just take your scissors and just cut it out. So I don't think you want to watch me cut this, so I'll be right back. So here's the flower cut out, and then I'm going to put a dimensional on there. I'm not sure. Oh, maybe I'll just do 2 here. Like so. Take that off. And then we can just add it here to our card. So it just adds a little something. You can add gems and things like that if you want to, but I think just like that looks really pretty. You can also decorate the inside. So we have designer series paper that's 3 3/4 by 3/4. So and then this basic white is 5 by 3 3/4, and then of course we have the layered piece, which is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And all these measurements will be available. So, and I'm just going to take my silicone mat just so that I don't get glue on my desk. just glue that there. And you know me, I like layers, but I like to match the layers from the outside to the inside. It just makes things a little bit more polished, and it also makes the card more heavy duty than not, you know, doing anything or just stamping on the inside your sentiment. Also, I would normally stamp a sentiment up here before I glue everything on, but I didn't do that, so I'll just put it like this, or I have more room to write because it may be a birthday, it may be a different celebration that I want to recognize the person I give this card to. So here's the outside and then the inside. So here are some other cards I'd like to show you. This is from the To Market Designer Series paper, and then I just cut this flower out of one of the Designer Series paper. The next one is the Country Inn Designer Series paper, and just with all the blues, and then I punched this out with a flower punch, and I don't remember what the flower punch is called. And then the last one is the Lily Pond Lane Designer Series paper, and I cut this little duck from one of the Designer Series paper also, and they all are finished on the inside with a Designer Series paper piece on the inside. Here we go. Let me know which one you like the best out of these four. You will find the measurements and product lists on my website, michellesstamping.com, and click on S.I.P cards, and in the drop-down, click on 2024 S.I.P cards. If you enjoyed this project, give me a thumbs up and add a comment underneath. I would love to hear from you. If you make a card, please feel free to add it to the comments underneath this video. I'd love to see your cards and what stamp set and paper you used. I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and help you with any paper crafting supplies you may need. If you'd like the 2024-2025 annual catalog or the new September to December mini catalog, and or to receive my newsletter, please email me at michellesstamping@gmail.com. All these links are below under the video for your convenience. Please click on the subscribe button, it's free, to my YouTube channel so that my videos will be in your notifications when I post a new video. Thank you for watching, and happy stamping!